Hello and welcome to the first in a series of 3 videos about all things backyard biodiversity. My name's Kim Stoddart and I'm currently filming from my gardens near to Sinildin in Ceredigion. And in this first video we're going to be looking at why backyard biodiversity is more important than ever, why it really matters. Why is it important? Why does backyard biodiversity matter? I think before I go into the exacting reasons why it's so important, it's worth looking at how much so many of us have felt more connected than ever before, arguably, to the natural world over the last year during the multifarious lockdowns. The sight, the sound of birds, of butterflies, of bees, of ground beetles, you know, the magic of the natural world has actually come truly alive with the very necessary but very pressing disconnect we've had to have in order to keep everybody safe with the pandemic. The natural world holds so many of the answers to so many of the challenges that we face in our current modern life. More of us than ever before, I think, arguably have connected with the natural world and have realised how good it makes you feel and the benefits of actually seeing an outside space that is truly marvellously alive. But really, now is best time than ever before to actually keep that momentum going. Not least of all because the natural world seriously needs our help. Since the 1950s, through a heady concoction of different reasons, not least of all changes in agricultural practice, intensive urbanisation, building, pollution. There are so many reasons why habitats for wildlife have been greatly diminished. The State of Nature report in 2019 makes really stark reading. All wildlife has been affected across the board, but some more so than others. If you take the lovely humble hedgehog, for example, their numbers have reduced by 95% since the 1950s, which is rather shocking. But there are lots of things that you can do to encourage nature back in. And nature holds so many solutions for the future. So the more we can do that, the better that will be for person, plate and planet. With climate change extremes of weather, which we've all been experiencing with increasing frequency over the last few years in particular, there's awareness building that climate change doesn't mean Mediterranean-like summers, it actually means greater extremes of weather. So this could be anything, this could be flood, this could be drought. With the need to build resilience in our outside spaces, we need to very, very much brush aside this idea of the primped and polished, nature kept very in control gardens and actually open it up much more to the natural world, which in fact holds lots of answers for the future. Greater backyard biodiversity is also great for natural pest control. If you imagine that a garden that is in balance, that has a vast array of different types of wildlife, both above and below ground, then there's actually going to be more of a, I suppose, eat and be eaten world. So in that context, with loads of predators at your disposal, then so-called pest actually becomes food for something else. So backyard biodiversity will actually help your gardening efforts overall. It means that there's much more opportunity for things to actually be kept in balance. Ground cover, particularly a piece of wood left on an outside veg patch or somewhere in your garden if you have an issue with slugs, can be very useful. It will help enable you to collect slugs because they will invariably gravitate underneath the piece of wood. It will also enable you to attract in predators that will eat said slugs to the benefit of all. It doesn't take very long for them to move in either, and if I lift up a piece of wood here, There's a myriad of different creatures there. I can see a ground beetle, I can see a centipede. I can't see any slugs. I think they've all been eaten. There are a myriad of reasons, but finally, for the sake of bringing alive the main benefits, again, well-being, 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 well-being. It feels amazing to be in a garden that is truly alive with wildlife. It makes you feel like everything's going to be okay. Let go and tune into the wonder of the natural world in your back garden.